Hello and welcome. If you are feeling isolated, lonely, like there's no one else out there going through what you're going through, like it's just one of those things that you can't relate or talk to anyone about, this reading's for you. This reading is to help us find answers and connections and help us understand what it is that's truly going on. So we're going to use, obviously, these cards to help us find out what is the actual issue. And you're like, Kirsten, you just said the issue. I have no one to talk to. Okay, hear me out. What is the underlying issue? What is the thing that is keeping you in this belief? What subconscious beliefs are keeping us in this space and in this place that's making you think that there's no chance of you being able to be connected with someone in some way? And I'm not talking about a love relationship necessarily. I'm just talking about any type of relationship, platonic, friend, just finding connection. You don't hate yourself. You hate not being yourself. This card comes up so much in readings, but it's because it's one of those things that it's something that we are all facing. Like, this is not just a you thing. This is an all of us thing. Almost all of us, it's truly that we love ourselves, but we're scared to be ourselves because what if ourselves gets rejected? And you know what? If you're watching this video, I know you've been rejected for being yourself. I know you've been told that you can't do that you're not allowed to do that you can't be that person because it doesn't fit someone else's image of you. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter if it fits someone else's image of you. You need to be yourself 100%. Because it's your version of yourself that you need to love, who you are, who you truly are. So let's start with the fact that you don't hate yourself, you just hate not being yourself. Did you forget that you're still inside the game? This card always makes me laugh because it's a reminder that, like, yeah, this is kind of like a game in the sense of, like, we're on permadeath. You know, we die, but at the end of the day, we're our own lead character. We're our own person. And, you know, you're still in it. You're still here. So let's play. Let's play the game. Let's see what you can do with the experience that you have. Let's see if you can get new loot. Let's see if you can, you know, get to new levels. There are so many things that you can still do and that you can still create. I mean, I know that most people think that their life is just what it is, but you can make it out to be whatever you want to be at any point. It's just a matter of making the decisions. Not all who wander are lost, but yes, I am. First time I saw this card, I laughed so hard because this is me and how I feel all the time. Not like 24/7, but like, you know, 16/5, like 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm like, what the flip am I doing and where am I going? But that's kind of what it is. Like, it's about being lost. It's about being lost and letting yourself kind of fuck around and find out 100%. Like, we're all figuring it out. Not a one of us truly know what we're doing. We think we know what we're doing. We think that this is the right thing, but we're all literally just kind of making it up as we go along because that's what life really is. Figuring it out as you go along. Yeah, there's 100 books about how to run the perfect business, about how to be the perfect parent, about how to be the perfect teacher, about how to be the perfect CPA, about how to be the perfect leader. So many books about it, but guess what? Those are just references that could work for you, maybe, because life is its own thing, and the people who wrote those books, that was the formula that worked for them. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. 100%, we are all fucking around and finding out. Just throw time at it until it's the thing. This is one of my favorite cards too, because it's one of those things where it's like, you want to do something? Okay, keep doing it. And keep doing it over time, and it'll eventually become a thing. This, being a content creator on YouTube, wasn't a thing when I was a teenager. I'm actually older than YouTube, and I remember when it came out. I remember thinking it was a weird site that wasn't gonna last long because I saw so many come and go. But here it is, so many years later, and now I am a content creator on YouTube. Was this a thing when I was in high school? No, this wasn't a thing. But it's a thing now. So, if you want to do a thing that no one else is doing, just keep doing it until it becomes a thing. You just gotta keep doing it. Eventually, it's gonna catch on. Because, specifically, and I say this in the most real way, you don't even know that what you want to do is impossible until you do it and you start doing it. And then you find out, oh, it is so possible. Like, there are people making money in, like, the most weird ways. And I mean weird in, like, a good way. Weird's a compliment from me. But, like, there's people who make money building sandcastles. Like, that's their job. I didn't know that was a thing. Not that building sandcastles is my thing, but, like, they just kept doing it over time and it became a thing. So, you know what? Just keep doing it. Just keep throwing yourself and your time and your energy at it until it becomes a thing. That being said, let's see what the tarot cards have to say about this. Because so far, we found out why we feel isolated. It has a lot to do with the fact that we're not being true to ourselves and authentic to ourselves. But you're also putting so much pressure on yourself to fit into something that's not for you to fit into. Like, you aren't even trying to fit a square into a circle hole. You are a star that's trying to fit into, like, a circle hole. We'll stick with that metaphor. But, like, you're not even supposed to be, like, part of that set. You're a part of a different set. You belong to a completely different toy. So why are you letting yourself be judged by standards that aren't even meant for you? Because, yeah, guess what? You are meant to be different. Oh, okay. That one popped out. Let's see what other cards want to pop out to help us understand more about the journey and how we find ourselves. Okay, that one, and then, yeah, these ones. So the one that, like, flew was the Knight of Swords here. So knights like to go, they like to do, they don't sit still for very long, and this is our thoughts. This is your thoughts just going and moving. And I mean, look at that cat. It looks kind of frazzled because it is. Because when your thoughts are just going and going and going, there's just no stop to the, like, endless cycle of I can't, I maybe I should, no, and yes, I don't know, let's see. Like, chill. Just chill. Let yourself breathe. Get those thoughts out of your head. Journal. Meditate. Take a walk. Do what you have to get this night to slow down. Five of Swords. Okay, so we're in competition with something or someone. The competition's also in air quotes. Here's the thing about the Five of Swords. There's no winners with the Five of Swords. You are competing against something that doesn't even exist. This is what's in your brain. And the first thing I'm getting is that you're comparing yourself to other people's journeys, to social media, to celebrities, to people in your real life who you think you know everything, but you only know part of the story. You're comparing yourself to highlight reels. The Five of Swords is about conflict. It's about conflict of information. It's about conflict of expectation. It's about conflict of understanding, because swords is that air element. And so when I see this, I see that it's just your thoughts, your words, and everyone else's words clashing and no one really listening. And that partly could be that you're just not listening to yourself, and that your own thoughts and your own ideas are clashing, because who you want to be doesn't match up with who everyone else already has you being. So let's consider that. Are you just fighting yourself? I mean, I've been there, so I get it. Four of Swords. We are so in our mind. Okay, that is 3 sword cards right off the bat. But this is asking for rest. This is asking for active rest. Active being the key word here. Not sitting on the couch thinking, I need to pay bills, I need to do laundry, did I pay taxes, do I need to get my tags for my car, what am I making for dinner? Like, that's not active rest. Active rest is you sitting on the couch and your brain being turned off. Whether that be reading, meditating, watching TV, literally sleeping, and taking naps. Rest. Because you are just, I feel like you're burning yourself out, to be honest. Because you're so caught up in trying to be what everyone else expects you to be that you really just forgot how to be yourself. The Hanged Cat. Wow, we have not had one reverse card, which is weird from my deck. So, the Hanged Cat is all about you seeing things from a new perspective. Honestly, the story that I always tell is that, what happens is you slip on a banana peel, you're in your kitchen, you fall on your back, you see it underneath your table for the first time in ever, and you realize there's a huge crack in your kitchen table. How are you going to handle that? Are you going to do something about it, or are you just going to pretend like you don't know it's there? No matter what, you can't forget the knowledge that you just learned. So it's one of those things where, are you going to go on and pretending like you don't already know what it is that you're trying to do and what you're after? Are you going to keep letting yourself be unhappy, be miserable, going the way you're going? Or are you going to make the change that you want to make? This is pivotal for you. Make this. Is this card also not reversed? Oh my god, that is unheard of. Okay. So then we have our King of Wands here. And with the King of Wands, this is pretty much saying that you have the ability, and I want to point out that the king does not like feminine or masculine as far as gender. It's as far as divinity goes. So here we're talking about masculine, divine masculine energy. And the King of Wands is great at that. He knows how to do things. He knows how to make things happen. He knows how to plan and follow through. Follow through being the key word. Knows how to plan for the long term and for the short term. Knows how to set proper goals. And this is you. This king is you. Knowing how to do all this and forgetting that all of this, these two specifically, would just shh and stillness if we started doing, if we started being, if we started to do the thing that we need to do. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Again, back to swords. This is you finally letting go and realizing that the karmic debt is paid, that you've done the thing, that, whoever has hurt you or whoever you hurt, whatever it is that's causing all this chaos in your head, it's done. Tens are about completion. It's done. Move on. Don't keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. Don't keep waiting for them to come back. It's done. So just trust the process and know it's done. All right, so clearly we are in our head. We have 4 sword cards that tell us that we are so in our head and we need to get out. So let's ask the cards what it is that we need to do to get out of our head, to believe that, we really are who we are, and give us permission to just feel safe in our body, feel safe being who we want to be and not who society has deemed that it's necessary to be. Who mom, dad, sister, brother, spouse, aunt, uncle, grandparents, whoever. We're not being that person anymore. We're being who it is that we want to be and who we are meant to be. All right. New Day. Okay. That's a cool card. So New Day is one of those things where it's a reminder to kind of live in the present and that everything is, I don't want to say a gift because that's really cliche. But everything is a new chance to start over. So, and it doesn't even have to be tomorrow. It can literally be this moment right now that you decide, you know what? No, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be who I want to be. I'm going to be the person I'm meant to be. And sometimes it is easier to decide to sleep on it and then start fresh in the morning. Because sometimes when you have a bad day, you just have a bad day. And that's okay. So let's allow ourselves to, get excited to be different and to see things differently and in a new way. Cards are not lining up the way I want them to. Retreat. All right. So this is always a card for me that's asking you to go into stillness, asking you to go inward, meditation, taking a walk to clear your head. I don't know if you have to clean your house to clear your head. I like to sometimes stress cook, which is ironic because when I'm trying to stress cook, I'm trying to clear my head, but also I need people to eat my food. It is what it is. I've also turned to baking because baking, at least baked goods, last longer. But You need a retreat. You need to give yourself the capacity to just, find solace, find some type of, stillness and peace, and allow yourself to hear your own thoughts. Allow yourself to think. Allow yourself to consider how things can be done differently. Transformation. So this is asking you to realize that you can't be the way you are now and it be okay. We need to go. We need to transform to that version of us we really want to be. Because who you are at your essence is beautiful. Who you are on the inside and who you're just crying out to be is beautiful. But you have to release the masks. You have to go within so that way you can go ahead and spread your wings and fly. Think of this retreat as you going into the cocoon and then you coming out of it as a pretty butterfly. Thing I like about butterflies too is butterflies don't care about their markings. They don't care about other butterflies' markings. That's just an us thing. And we love to look at butterflies because they are pretty. Here's another thing to consider though. Butterflies are beautiful, but the butterflies that have the unique markings, those are the ones that are like, oh, look at that one. It's so different. And we get so excited about it. Be yourself. Let other people get just as excited about that butterfly with different markings. Let them get just as excited about that butterfly. Let them get that excited about you. Because it's true. People who have niche interest, people who are different, people who, decide to walk their own path are so inspiring just by being themselves. You can be an inspiration to somebody else if you just let yourself be yourself. Now I want to ask the cards, kind of just for some encouragement, because it's one of those things where when you're asked to transform, when you're asked to change, when you're asked to remove the masks and be vulnerable, you know how to do it, in a sense, and you know where to start, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's the changes that all happen are more internal and not external. And I find that the internal changes, that when we make those changes, when we make those shifts, those are the ones that are the hardest and that require the most encouragement. And I say this from experience, because when I went through a year of just constant eternal shifting and changing, and I knew that I was a completely different person, much better person, and a much more authentic person to who I am. But when I knew I was that completely different person from a year ago, I was so proud of myself. But I had nothing to show for it, nothing to prove for it other than me knowing I was different. So let's ask for some encouragement from the cards. Because if you're already doing this, and I feel like part of you has started this, I feel like it's one of those things where, it's like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's hard. It is. So stop giving away your power right now. That is truth upon truth. You give away your power anytime that you let someone else take away your excitement. Anytime that you let someone else decide make your decisions for you. Anytime you let someone else's expectations or standard of love be how you accept things. Stop giving your power away right now and start reclaiming it right now. A little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. And that is so true. There are so many different stories and parables and just examples and sayings about how just having faith is the thing that can carry you through. Here's the thing about faith. Faith at its most basic level is you believing and trusting in yourself. If you can have confidence that you can, get yourself from point A to point B, whether that be, from your house to the store, if you have confidence that you can do that, think about how much confidence you can have in other things. And you're like, Kirsten, I don't understand what taking me to the store has to do with anything. Here's the deal. My first time driving by myself, I was scared. Yeah, I had confidence that I can do it, but I was still a nervous wreck doing it. Now I get in the car and I don't even think twice about it. That little bit of faith that I had as a 16-year-old when I drive cars, Takes me pretty far now. I can drive across the country. And I'm just like, we'll figure it out as we go along. A little bit of faith can go a long way. Think about the times when you've had faith in things, in yourself, and remember the times it's actually followed you through. Don't look at all the times that it's let you down. Look at the times it's followed you through and ask why those times were different. I think there's answers there for you. I really do. Give your inner critic a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. This is true too. And this has everything to do with you needing to calm that night down. You really needing to not be like allowing that internal conflict to rule your world. You needing to allow yourself to have that mental rest. Like, this card wraps these 3 things up so beautifully. Because your inner critic, your ego, your, parents' voices, your grandma's voices, your boss's voice, your spouse's voice, you just need to hear your own voice. Your authentic, true voice that just wants to say, hey, you know what? Life sucks, but we've made it this far, and I'm proud of us for at least making it this far. Now let's see how we can reclaim our energy and take us farther. Oh my goodness. It literally says, it's hard to read, but it says, be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. What are the chances that the card that we start with, which is all about you being yourself, and the card that we end on is literally the same message, just repeated? That is amazing. The cards do amazing things. You know what? I don't think that there's any more I can actually say about this. If you have questions, or you want some hints, or if you want to know what it is that you can do to help yourself find yourself if you're just so lost in your masks, go ahead and ask it in the comments. There's a community, we can help each other. I will answer your questions. And if you want a private reading to help you dive deep into how to get your mind and your thoughts to just shh and let yourself just, find yourself and find your truth and just live yourself as you are, there is a link in the description below. Click on that link for the private reading. My dates are open right now. And you know what? If you have stayed for this whole reading, I really hope that you do love yourself as much as you should be loving yourself. I know you don't right now, but maybe you can get there. And I hope that this reading has helped you just a little bit. And I thank you for coming all the way to the end with me, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye.